All right, what's up, everybody? It's Maisha Edmond, licensed cosmetologist in the state of New York, also a certified trichologist. Super excited to be here on this Thursday afternoon. I got a lot of stuff going on, but I wanted to talk to you guys because I put out a post yesterday, and the post was about the weekly powwows, And so, if you are interested in the weekly powwows, we are starting tomorrow evening. It's going to be, what powwows are. I'm still kind of toying with the time. So I'm feeling like a late night. Only because everybody's done with everything and you can kind of like decompress, get your snack, and then we can really talk about all the trichology things. I feel like I do my best powwows late, but if not, I'm thinking it'll be like 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's not really late. Late for me, I would say like do it at 10 because if we kind of like drag it out a little bit, like it'll be okay and everybody's in. So you want to make sure that you're able to kind of like decompress and do all the things. Okay, so let me tell you how the tip jar is going to work as far as the powwow, and then we'll go from there. So I'm saying it's a tip jar because it's not an official class. Sometimes I'll go over some things from some of my free classes. Um, just to kind of get you going and thinking and all that other stuff. But the tip jar is basically you tip me. It's not a full paid class, but the the gag is the tip is no lower than $50. So the tip is $50, right? You can come as many times as you want. So it's not a membership. You want to be here this week and maybe not next week, then that's fine. And we'll just go from there. And then if there is a strategy that I give you and you want the breakdown, like what I want to say, the replay of it, I will break it down from the full conversation, package it nicely for you so that you can have your strategy and you'll be able to use it. And so that, of course, is another fee, but that's what that is. Okay. So that's what I want to do with the powwow and the tip jar. So I have a few people to reach out to because they were interested. If you are interested, you still have time. Now, I just really wanted to talk really quickly to the new and improving trichologists because we chilling. The new and improving trichologists. Wait, first thing I want to say is I am live on Instagram, trichology_911. Also live on Facebook, Maisha Edmond, and I'm live on YouTube. Okay. So once again, tip jar is for our powwows. They start tomorrow. So if you are like, listen, I need to decompress, I need to run some ideas by a group of trichologists or people that are interested in healthy hair care, I really want to be in a safe space. And I want somebody who is talking about the business behind the business of trichology. They are talking about what is next, what is new, what is now, and how to really make trichology makes sense in my business. Then you want to make sure that you join me, hey, for the powwow. So it's going to be weekly. Like I said, it's not a membership. So if you want to come this week and you don't want to come the next week, you don't have to. Tip is $50. I'm going to set the tip. Tip is $50. You can go more if you want to, but if you want the replay of your specific strategy, if you happen to get a strategy, then that will be another little fee. Okay. So that's that. So I really want to talk about really quickly, because, I've been talking to a few trichologists over the few days, and I want to talk about trichology as a whole, right? I remember in 2020, I was saying, it's just really interesting how, trichology is really going to be like flooded, right? People are just going to kind of like jump in and just kind of be, be a part of trichology and just really want to be a trichologist and get a lab coat and all the things. And that's because the world is closed and people are not going anywhere and they need something to do and they want to feel important and yada yada. But when the world opens up, you're going to see that the trichology streets are going to empty. And in true fashion, it did just that. People started joining and becoming trichologists and coming up with programs, and you had the ethnic anesthesiologists, and you had the all the things, right? And we had oranges on your head, and we had just bananas and all the things. And listen, it ain't no shade, because I used to blend up a few ingredients myself, right? You had a whole buffet on your scalp, right? But it was like this whole thing. And then when the world opened up, people decided that it was not important to them. They didn't want to do the work. If it wasn't fast, if it wasn't easy. I used to have a lot of people who did like only wigs, or they did weaves, and they were like, well, how do I become a trichologist? And I'm like, okay, so like, what are you trying to do? Well, I just want to have that so that like when I sell my wigs, people can know that, say I'm a trichologist and I'm selling these wigs. So it was kind of like an add-on. It was more so like I want to sell these wigs. So I want to say I'm a trichologist. And like, listen, I get it. Okay. But at the same time, there were going to be people that really needed your services. They really needed what you had to offer. And the fact that so many people were kind of like jumping in and out. I saw a statistic today. I think it was on Facebook, and they were saying that the av is 80%. I believe I read 80% of the people that enter the cosmetology industry leave in 18 months. They said 80% of the people that get into the cosmetology space, they leave in 18 months. So I'm going to say, if they leave in 18 months, then if you're a trichologist, you might have about 9. I'm going to give you 4. Because when I started trichology, I literally quit about 5 to 7 times. And that's actual quit. That's not even saying I quit. Okay? So you have, it's a really, really big thing. And I believe, especially for trichology, is that it's kind of like cosmetology. With cosmetology, I can see people leaving because you see people, it's glitz and glam. They doing weaves, they doing wigs, they doing edges, they doing ponytails, they slicking back things. They selling bundles, and you think that that's all it is until you get a little rent. And you rent a little chair, and then nobody's telling you the ins and outs, and you got to bump your head and scrape your knees for a long time, or for a good amount of time. And you think that everybody that was coming to you for free, and that your auntie and your cousins and everybody wanted you to do their hair and all that other stuff, you thought that when you got your license, they was going to come, they was going to sit in that chair, they wasn't going to haggle you, they weren't going to ask you no questions, they was going to pay your price, they were going to tip you, they were going to tell people about you. But what you found out was people will come sit in your chair, tell you so good, I'm not going to tell nobody else about you. They also would haggle you down and say, well, you just got your license, I remember when you used to, and then they want the stuff for free. Okay, so now let's translate that into the trichological space, right? You're a trichologist, and everybody got a hair loss issue. Everybody got shedding. Everybody got breakage. Everybody, and my mama permed my hair when I was 3 years old, and that's why I ain't got no hair now, and I'm 57. And it's like, miss, that's not even what it was. My mama, she used to grease my scalp and put Blue Magic on it. And ever since I turned 18 and I stopped using Blue Magic, they ain't got the same ingredients. And so my hair, so you have all the things, right? And what happens is you're so conflicted. You don't have any support. There's nobody talking about what you're talking about, because a lot of people that we're finding, and that I found when I first started, was all about the gimmicks. Or if they were going to tell you something, it cost you $1 million, and it was without It was without reason. It wasn't like I was getting the answer. People are having you pay for classes and do certain things. And then when you get it, you find out at the end of the class that that wasn't the class that you needed to get the real answer. They're going to tell you all the way up to the answer so that you have to get something else. But meanwhile, I'm like, you know what? When I give a class, I'm laying it all out on the table. I'm like, all right, this is what you need to know. This is how you need to do that, right? If I can say, if I have time to explain it all, I'll explain it all, right? So you look at that and it's like, why are you conflicted? Or, and I was talking to somebody, so that's why I'm using the word conflicted. It's not about that. But like, why are you struggling in trichology when resources are all around, right? Sometimes it's not I don't want to invest in myself. It's not that I don't want to spend the money. It's that I'm spending the money and then I'm still confused, and no one's really taking the time to prove to me that trichology is easy. So if you've been following me any amount of time and you see on my platform and my pages, I have trichology is easy, registered trademark. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Clapping. But it's because it's easy. Once you figure out who you want to be as a trichologist, that's going to change the game for you. So before uh I move on about that really quick, join me for the powwows, right? Tomorrow starts the first one. It's $50. I mean, it's a tip jar, so $50, right? But what I'm going to be doing is really breaking down what you need. I'm talking about business behind the business of trichology, down to like, who are you speaking to? How are you speaking to them? It's different. If you ain't got no HIV clients, I'm not saying don't learn about HIV, but if you a trichologist, why you doing a deep dive into HIV when sis had a bad batch of braids and she needs her edges grown? She trying to figure out, okay, what did I do? Is the follicle damaged? Like what right? So we doing all that stuff, and it's like a lot of the stuff is the quiet part. Let me explain to you what the quiet part is. You do a really deep dive and you look at clients that may be in chemo. You know that their hair falls out because they've had chemo, because they have cancer, and that's not the end of it, right? So what is it? So you do the deep dive and you find out that certain medications that they use for chemotherapy cause anagen effluvium, which is the hair loss in the growth phase. So then you look at it and you say, okay, well, if they get in chemo every 2 weeks, it doesn't give enough turnaround time for the hair to grow back. And then therefore, if they keep getting it, it compounds the medication. And then that's why the hair is gone, right? But is that for the client or is that for the professional? Is that for you to know so that you know, hey, Letitia, is that for you to know? Or is that for you to tell the client so they could be depressed about the fact that they have to have chemo and no matter what they do, their hair is not going to grow back until they blah, 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 right? No. The stuff that we're learning, a lot of the stuff that we're deep diving into and we're trying to present to clients don't care. You know what they care about? Is my hair going to grow back? Does my hair look healthy? Do you see any progress? Now, remember, I always say clients are 80-20, just like trichologists are 80-20. Clients are 80-20, 80% what they see, 20 whatever you do. And we're like 80% what we do and 20 what they see. But you have to really work with that client, because the client, it's really what the client wants versus what the professional wants, right? And it governs how you give information. Because if I know what you want, it governs how I give information. I'm going to do all the stuff that I need to do, but I'm going to make sure I point out the stuff that the client wants to see. And I'm not lying. I'm showing you this is this, but they don't care about the cells. Hey, they don't care about the cells. They don't care about the mitosis. They don't care about the mitochondria, right? And so it becomes an issue when we say the quiet parts out loud. And this is why I say trichology is easy. I believe that we just kind of make it harder than it needs to be. And if you've seen me posting even this week, I've been saying trichology is easy, even from last week. Trichology is easy. I'm just saying it again. right? I don't want you to be stressed out in helping people. I need you to be able to do what you do with joy. The same way that you were this bubbly hairstylist that was getting it in, when you become a trichologist, help the client, do what you need to do, give them what they need, and be joyous about it. Trichology is easy. This is why I always say happy hair growing, registered trademark. Happy hair growing, because you should be happy to help the client to grow and maintain their hair and reverse and slow down hair loss. And they should be happy to receive the information and the services from you. So this is my question. I ask it all the time. I'm always given an opportunity to ask the question, who do you want to be as a trichologist? If you have fallen off, if you have fallen short, if you have less clients than you used to have, who do you want to be? Go back to the original plan. Does it look like what you had said in the beginning? Does it look like that? Are you the trichologist that you want to be? Have you decided what kind of trichology you want to present to the world? Have you said, okay, listen, I only want to do cranial prosthetic. Bump what everybody else say. Oh, that's really good. So you reading blood work and you doing this and do it. Don't matter if I say that's important. If that's not important to you, then don't you worry about it. Because you have to dominate in the area that you want to dominate in. And so, if you want to be a trichologist that specializes in cranial prosthetic and scalp care, meaning that even though they can't grow their hair back, even though it's too far gone, I am giving scalp spas. I am massaging the scalp. I'm making sure the skin on the scalp is healthy, and I'm giving them a really fly cranial prosthetic. Then that's the type of trichologist you are. Doesn't mean that you don't understand what's going on in the body systems. Doesn't mean that you don't understand healthy gut, because all the things that we offer allows for a better quality of life. So I offer you a better quality of life, although maybe you waited too long to get to me. But you still gonna be able to come in and get treated really nice and put your cranial prosthetic on and all that other stuff. What kind of trichologist do you want to be? What kind of trichology are you presenting to the world? Maybe you are somebody who says, you know what, I'm big on nutrition. Right? So I'm going to be heavy on nutrition. I'm going to be talking about cleansing the gut, which, you know what, you feel like everybody should talk about that. Well, maybe not. Maybe everybody doesn't want that. I know some people that love if it's pus, if it's oozing, if it's bleeding, if it's crusty, that they in their heaven. That's the kind of trichologist they want to be. Then you got some trichologists like, listen, if you ain't got no edges, you're not responsible, so you can't come to me. Right? And then you got people that say, well, you know what? I don't want all that scalp care, like scalp issues. I want hair breakage. I want healthy hair. You know what I'm saying? But I know about trichology. It's all about how you want to implement it. Right? So, who do you want to be as a trichologist? How are you showing up? What brand of trichology are you showing? I've met people that have come to me after going to another trichologist and said, well, maybe they wasn't a trichologist because they didn't have all this. You got this machine and you got this and you saying this and you doing that. And I'm like, well, that doesn't make them not a trichologist. Everybody has a specialty. So they learned trichology. They may very well be a trichologist, but then they decided, you know what? I know all of this stuff, but I just really want to do treatments. I want to do hair treatments. I want to, do scalp mask and hair mask and be done with it. And it's okay. It's okay. So when you come to the powwow, we're going to be kind of like sitting and just kind of like sorting out like what are you trying to do? How are you trying to show up? Also implementation and application. You spend so much time in these classes, I love a class. I got classes, right? But when you're going to implement it, when you're going to do it. I did a class about a month ago, and within that I was able to give strategy, and someone who's still in school was able to really, make their first money as a trichologist at an event off of one class. because they implement it, right? It's application. But what we do is we put ourselves in these strenuous trainings, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's for you. But you put yourself in these trainings, you put yourself in these spaces where, you know what I'm saying, you feel like you just don't know. And you never give yourself a chance to come from the training and start to implement and apply. And so when you do that, and then somebody say, well, are you sure that this works? Then you're like, no. Well, what you think? But if you don't do it, you're never going to know if it works or not. I said this and I put this in one of my Trichology is easy posts. It shouldn't take you 5 to 7 days to give a client a treatment plan. When you break down what a treatment plan is and what protocol is and what they are, then if you can do that, you can give a client a decent and thorough um treatment plan and protocol. You can do that, and it won't take a million years. But we over here on our computers and in the books, and listen, there's nothing wrong with it, right? But we're begrudging it. And we just, and it's just, you just and you doing all that stuff, and then you come up with this 12-page report and how they got to be with you for a year and how they need all of this, and when you do that, then that's 90 days, and then it's another this and another that, and then they don't even take the thing. So then what? They don't even take the treatment plan because you done overwhelm them, and they feel like, you know what I'm saying, they done got a consultation, for back surgery because it's just too much. So I want you, if you are a trichologist and you are a healthy hair care professional, I want you to just relax. Okay. I need you to calm down. And I need you to understand that trichology is easy. I need you to understand that everything that you have and you know right now without getting another class, although there may be some things that you feel like you need, and you probably do, but you can work wonders with what you know right now. Take that in. You are a trichologist and you are a licensed professional. And everything that you have right now, you might not be able to do what the girl across the country is doing. And you might not be able to do what you've seen this person doing on TikTok. But with what you have right now, I want to guarantee you that you are dope. You the bomb. Right now, if you didn't take another class and you looked at the stuff you have, especially if you in trichology, you have more notes about stuff that you're not using than the stuff that you're using right now. So when you say, I don't have no clients, when you say it's not working, when you say, I don't know what to do, there's stuff that you're not even using that if I was able to pinpoint it, you'll be like, oh my gosh, I need to put that out today. And that's why it's really critical for you to understand what level you're on. Don't be a level 2 and have somebody shoving level 5 down your throat, because that's not it. Because for every level, there's a demographic for you. For every level of people that you're going to help, for every level that you are on, there is a level of people and a demographic for you. If you are a level 1 and all you can do is read the back of the box but know your science and know, like what to do, okay, and I have set protocols. I'm not able to create one, but I have set protocols. If you are able to do that and you are a level 1, you are literally able to help people with an array of issues. If it's breakage, if it's their edges, If it, I mean, if it's something as little as eating for their blood type and you a level 1, you can do it. But the problem happens when we believe that we got to be what that person is. A person, a kindergarten, a pre-K child cannot compare themselves to a 12th grader who's about to graduate. My son's graduating today. But you cannot do that. You have to master the level that you are on. And the only reason that you are stuck and you are a trichologist and you don't believe that trichology is easy and that you're gonna get to it later and I'm gonna get that class later and yeah, I'm still doing it, but and I still got my hair clients and that's fine. Like everybody's not trying to come from behind the chair immediately. Like hair is still their bread and butter, right? And that's fine. But the only reason you're discounting and discrediting trichology right now for yourself is because you're trying to operate on a level that you are not, that you don't understand, and that you're not even interested in. It's not even that you're not on a specific level more so than you're not even interested in that. You don't even care about reading blood work. The demographic that you serve, them people are not even going to bring you their blood work. They don't even go to the doctor like that. They don't even have insurance. They trying to get a payment plan. They trying to come and see, how you going to strengthen these strands. They not even worried about all that other stuff. And here you come looking all solemn and deep, trying to get these people to do some stuff that they're not even going to do and read a 12-page report. So I just need you to calm down. Trichology is easy. The type of trichology that you're going to do that is for you and for the people that you serve is easy. And guess what? When you decide to upgrade, or maybe you're not downgraded, if you decide to expand, guess what? You're going to find more people that you are able to help. Because somebody messed up and told y'all that if you ain't doing A, B, C, D, E, you ain't no, and if you're not saying this, then you can't. And that's wrong. That's wrong. If I started something yesterday, today I am an expert in what I know today. That means the people that's coming in yesterday, coming in tomorrow, at least I'm able to help them. Hey, I was in this class yesterday, child. Don't forget to bring your pencil because they really went off about that pencil. You get what I'm saying? So powwows every Friday. We're doing a powwow. Start tomorrow. It's a tip jar. It's not a class, so to speak, but it's strategy like you're gonna love it. The tip is $50. You can go more, but the tip is $50. I'm telling you what the tip is. Okay. If you want to, I think, did I set it up? You can go on the link in my Instagram, click on that first button. It says tip jar, pay the $50. I see your email. I'm gonna send you the link and we're gonna get it cracking. Okay. And that's that. It's tomorrow night. I'm thinking 10 p.m. I don't know if that's too late for y'all. If you need earlier, I could do 8, but I need a consensus of the people that's saying they're going to do it at the certain time. And so we're going to go from there. But I need you to figure out who you want to be as a trichologist. And guess what? If you are a trichologist and you like, listen, I've been in this for a year. I've been in it for 2 years. I've been in it for 3 years. And I'm embarrassed to start over or to say I don't know anything. Is nothing wrong with reconstructing. Absolutely nothing wrong. Stop now where you are, reconfigure this thing, and come out strong. I got a chance to talk to someone who I really, really love in trichology today. And I was talking about who are you speaking to and what you're offering. And so in that conversation, I was saying, like, you kind of want to know like where your people hang out, like where they are, because it's easy to say, hey, people's not spending money like that, not for no trichology or whatever like that. But guess what? They are. Sometimes we talking to the wrong people. And so how that looks is, if I'm talking to a certain level of people, it's kind of like, if I'm renting an apartment, I'm saying, please, ain't nobody got no money for no house. I'm barely paying my rent, right? But then I go to another neighborhood and everybody got houses, and then those people say, please, this house was built in 1972. Ain't nobody got no money for no new construction. And you go to a next town over and everybody just building houses from the ground up. And then you go to them people and say, listen, I done built this house from the ground up, but look, I can only build a 5-bedroom. And then somebody in the next town over, they like looking at waterfront property because they about to throw a mansion up in the sky. It's who you're talking to, right? Come on, look at somebody and say, who you talking to? Okay. So it's who you are speaking to. People that need your services, they have your money. You're not in the right place and you're not saying the right thing. I understand that you need to know science. You already know. I do case studies. I do all the things. I be trying to get people together. But at the end of the day, who you talking to? Who are you speaking to? You can't be talking $50,000 words to 5-cent people. And that's not to discredit anybody, but it's mindset. You're trying to give a luxury service and solution to people who are trying to bring their own shampoo and conditioner in a grocery store bag and asking you, if I wash my hair before I come, how much is it now? You cannot be a trichologist to those people because they always going to be looking for a deal. They're not going to do what you need them to do so that you are successful in it. And when nothing happens, they're going to say you a liar. They're not going to change how they eat. They're not going to drink no water. They're not going to change that pillowcase. They're going to call you at the last minute or after the time they're supposed to be in the clinic and tell you how they can't come. I know what I'm saying. The people that spend the least amount of money want the most. Now, if that's your niche right there, right? And you servicing a whole bunch of people that do all of that. Listen, there's trichology for everybody. It's trichology for everybody. But my thing is this: if you say, Maisha, well, this is where I'm at, and these are the people that I serve, and this is what I'm doing, then I'm going to help you to figure out how to do that and maximize that, but also elevate those people so that you don't have to continue to fight with people that's not going to do. And the great thing about where we are now in the world is that you can live in this neighborhood and not service anybody in this neighborhood. So how does your virtual arm look of your business? All right. So anyway, that's that. I just wanted to fuss a little bit. Join me for the powwows. I'm thinking weekly, but we'll talk about it when we get there. Okay. Tomorrow evening, I'm saying 10 Eastern Standard Time because I feel like that's like a sweet spot. You done with all your stuff. You can rub your feet together like a cricket, drink you some juice, eat you a chip, and let's talk about trichology and business and the whole thing, and I give you strategy because I love to do that, and we just go on about our business, right? But if you need something a little earlier, I'm thinking 8, but let me know. All right, so that's that. Please go to the link in the bio, linktr.ee/Maisha _K_. It's the first button, says powwow. Trichology Business Powwow. All right. Have a great day today. Happy hair growing.